Good afternoon, ma'am. We're thrilled to have you today with us. Before we begin, I am Arna Tandon, one of the host interns at PsyConnect. We'll be starting shortly in a minute. Uh, we are recording this meeting and we'll be uploading it on our YouTube page where we have a watching of around 300 to 400 people so that the others who are not able to join due to time constraints can watch it then.
Sure,
Okay?
definitely.
Yes.
We'll just
I,
wait for a minute.
yes. I think let's start, ma'am.
Okay.
In a world where we ask Google for medical advice and chat with ChatGPT, like they're our old friends, and let apps track our moods, one can't help but wonder what's next? Are therapy sessions also just a click away? Well, surprise, surprise, now they already are. Today, conversations around this are heating up everywhere, as we know, from global debates sparked by documentaries like The AI Dilemma to everyday Instagram reels where therapists discuss whether it's deepening or diluting the human touch. It's
Yeah.
clear that digital therapeutics are no more just an experiment, but they're here to stay and they're actively shaping the future of mental health. So, to help us dive deeper into this fascinating blend of psychology and technology, we at PsyConnect are thrilled to be collaborating for the very first time with Mitsuke.
Thank you
Uh,
so
if,
much.
yes, if the others are not familiar yet, let me catch you up. Mitsucare is the perfect intersection between clinical precision and tech innovation. It's a leading digital therapeutics platform that's helping therapists and clients embrace technology in a way that is not only evidence based, but it's also deeply human. From personalized one on one therapy to scientifically designed programs for anxiety and depression, and to corporate mental health initiatives, Mitsucare is making health easier, faster, and more accessible without losing that human touch and the essence of care. And
Yes.
today, representing Mitsucare, we have someone who's walked this bridge herself, Ms. Bijal Shah, ma'am. Thank you for being here. She's a
Thank
clinical
you.
psychologist with over 1,000 therapy hours under her belt. Bijal ma'am has seen it all, from traditional face-to-face sessions to seamlessly blending digital tools with healing. Instead of resisting technology, she embraced it. And as ma'am, you mentioned it yourself, that you discovered that the right digital tools didn't take away from therapy, but they made the connection even stronger. So
Yes.
today, so today she's here to share the journey with all of us. So without further delay, Bijal ma'am, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's Arna, right? Yes. Thank you so much, Arna, for introducing yourself and introducing me and Mitsu, all of us. So, I'd like to say hello, everyone. I can see that you guys have joined on a Sunday afternoon. You guys are like real heroes because it's a Sunday. You could be either binge watching Netflix, pretending to clean your house. You could be either be in your sweatpants, arguing with someone. You could choose it to spend it in any other way that's possible. But this is like great commitment that you're here, and I'm honored to be with you guys here at this point in time. So, as you already know, that I'm a clinical psychologist. I've been in this field since the last 4 to 5 years, and I have been majorly working with clinical conditions. I've been majorly working with couples. I've worked in various sectors. I've worked in a hospital setup. I've worked in a corporate sector, and currently I'm working in a mental health space, tech-based mental health space. So, without any further delay, I'd like for us to move on with the presentation. Can we have the next slide, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So I hope all of you have your earphones on. I hope all of you have your pen and paper with you and water to just hydrate yourself. Okay. We'll just quickly, can we have the next slide, please? Okay. Before we move on to, actually getting into the helm of our presentation, I would like to understand from you all, how are you feeling today? How are you all today on a Sunday afternoon? I am feeling a combined feeling of tired and excited because I had a very long night yesterday because of the El Clasico. So I am feeling very tired and both excited to meet you all and to interact with you all. How are you guys feeling? Any you can use emojis, you can express how you're feeling through emojis. Anyone who would like to express how are you guys feeling today with any emojis? Oh, okay. Niharika is feeling confused. It's Niharika. I hope I've pronounced it well. All right. Okay. Anyone else who is feeling meh or who is feeling blah? Okay. Niharika is feeling good. Nandini is feeling party type. That's great. Thank you so much for interacting. Let's just quickly, can we have the next slide, please? Let's just quickly stretch a bit so that we'll ooze off all the post lunch laziness. Abhi hum sabne lunch khana wana khaya hoga. We must be like really tired, wanting to go to sleep. Let's just stretch a bit. Let's just, in your personal space, however you would want to stretch it, let's just stretch a bit. Like for me, this stretching helps just to make me a little more mindful in the presentation and while interacting with you all. Okay. So let's have the next slide, please, and let's dive deeper into what we are supposed to discuss today. Okay. So this presentation is not filled with a lot of gyan. It's a very short and a very simple presentation. It might not even occupy your entire hour, so don't worry about it. I am hoping through these presentations, I'm sure you will know a few things. It's just going to be a little more repetition of those few things. But I really, really hope that there are a few mind-blowing takeaways for you from this presentation as well. Okay. There are only three things that we're going to cover in this presentation, just three things. And in case if you want to discuss anything more, or in case if you feel like you want to connect more on this topic, I'll give you guys my email ID at the end of the presentation, and you can connect with me personally, individually, to discuss this more. Okay. So these are the three things that we're going to cover today. We're going to cover rethinking traditional therapy. We're going to cover top three challenges that I faced as a therapist. And we're going to cover something called as integration and not replacement. Digital therapy is not a replacement for anything, it's just an integration. These are the only 3 points that we're going to cover today. Okay. Can we have the next slide, please? Okay. Can we have the next slide, please? Yes. Okay. So, rethinking traditional therapy. What are we really missing? Before we get into this, I want to know a little bit about you all. Are you all students? Are you all working professionals? Where do you stand in our field? Can you quickly type in the chat box? Who are you guys? Are you guys students? Are you guys professionals? Are you guys in this? Are you guys beginners? Where are you all in our field? So that I can navigate this topic better for you all. Can you guys quickly, anyone, just so that I can get a rough idea of where do we stand? Okay, Niharika is a student. Student again. Okay, I see a lot of you guys. Okay, student. Great. Thank you so much, for just helping me understand this. Student. Okay, great. Okay. A lot of students are here. All right. So I think you guys must be in your masters, or you guys working member of PsyConnect and student as well. Perfect. So I see that all of you guys are student here. I'm also a student as such in the field. I will make sure to mod make sure that the presentation works in that space so that you guys can connect it better. I want to hear it from you all. What do you think in your mind when you read about psychology, when you study about psychology, when you listen to people like us, or you might have had a lot of experience with talking to people like us? What do you guys think might be a challenge in traditional therapy? In your opinion, what do you guys think? Whenever you think about therapy or traditional therapy for that matter, what do you guys think are the top challenges for you guys? Just quickly type in whatever you working professional. Shubham, you can express what might you think that is a concern for you or that might be a challenge for you in traditional therapy. I just quickly like to understand what are the challenges that you guys are facing currently. And then I'd like to present my challenges and what did I do to overcome them. Anybody who feels anything in regards to traditional therapy. Okay, this might be a challenge, or this is how traditional therapy might be limiting us.
One thing that I feel can be a problem is that uh, we are not available, the professionals are not available 24/7 for their client. And
Right.
problems don't come announced. Ki if you have
Yes.
a session after 15 days, that will come on the 15th day only. It can come
Correct.
any hour of the day. And at that moment, when we're not available, there might be a problem in rapport building and connecting
Hmm.
with the client in
It's
traditional.
actually, yes, a lot of people have told me that, a lot of clients in fact have told me that, ma'am, we take like once in 15 days ka session and we have no idea how to connect with you in between the sessions. So that's actually a very valid problem. Again, Arpita mentioned that there is challenge in connection with client. True. In between the sessions, she thinks that there can be a challenge in connecting with clients. Definitely, that's definitely a huge challenge. You can keep on messaging, you can keep on writing what you guys might be thinking that might be a challenge in our profession. Till then, I would help you understand what did I experience, what was my experience in this field. Can we have the next slide, please? Yes. Okay. What are the top three challenges that I faced as a therapist? So I'll tell you my story. Okay. Um, I completed my MPhil, I think, a year and a half back, which was a complete in-person therapy. I would take all in-person traditional therapy. Arpita also says using right therapies and intervention. Okay, using right therapies and intervention, she feels like is a challenge in traditional therapy. All right, noted, Arpita. Thank you so much for your inputs. So yeah, as I was saying, I completed my MPhil a year and a half back, and it was a complete in-person therapy modality. I then worked for an organization called as the Marriage Fit, wherein we worked in a very blended model because I used to take a lot of online sessions, but that was it. It was very limited to that. Post which I decided to switch. So it was just like all of you all. I was also looking on LinkedIn. I was also figuring out where to apply, what to do, and I came across Mitsuke. Now, after reading the job description of Mitsuke, I was very skeptical whether I should join it or not, because I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into. I spoke of it spoke to me about digital tech based therapy. It spoke to me about app based therapy. It spoke to me about self help therapy, which was extremely alien to me. But I still decided to give it a try. In the interview, when I went for the interview, I was asked a question, and that question is the inspo for today's presentation. So I was asked this question by my founder. What do you think are the top challenges faced by therapists in the present scenario, and how can digital therapy combat it? This was the question that was asked to me. And when I thought about it, I gave it a minute. And I thought about all of my experience in traditional therapy. And there were three challenges that I came up with when I was interviewing with him. And these are the three challenges that I'm going to speak to you guys about in today's presentation. So here are my top three challenges that I spoke about back then as well, and I'm speaking about the same today as well. Can we have the next slide, please? All right. The first challenge that I faced as a traditional therapist was finding it difficult to stay connected with clients between sessions. Um, Now, one of my clients once told me, ma'am, what if I would like to speak to you about something or tell you about something really short in between sessions? Or what if, ma'am, I would like to share some picture with you? He also told me that, I really lose this feeling of importance. I mean, that picture loses the feeling of importance, or the story or the narrative loses the feeling of importance when we meet every once in 15 days. And at that point in time, I didn't really know what to say. Traditional therapy largely doesn't offer us any way to stay connected between sessions. And that's where digital therapy comes into picture. I know all of you know about what digital therapy is like, so I'm not going to go and lament about digital therapy. I'm going to help you understand कि डिजिटल थेरेपी का कौन सा एस्पेक्ट है जो हम इन बिटवीन सेशंस में यूज कर सकते हैं. एंड ऑल ऑफ योर स्टूडेंट्स, ऑल ऑफ प्रोफेशनल्स, एवरीवन कैन यूज दैट एस्पेक्ट. That is, can we have the next slide, please? That is chat therapy. Okay. Now, I know when we hear the word chat therapy, there are a lot of preconceived stereotypes that pops up in our mind saying that, it's not effective. It doesn't provide the same effectiveness at in-person therapy. But who is looking for the same effectiveness? We're not looking for that same effectiveness. Chat therapy is a perfect bridge to connect clients between sessions. But herein, I'm going to help you understand आप chat therapy कर कैसे सकते हो? What can you be more mindful about while indulging into this space? For starters, you need to be very clear with your clients about what does chat therapy really entail. What exactly is chat therapy like? We are not going to speak with our clients in between sessions 24/7. We are not going to indulge at any odd hours. We need to be very clear with our boundaries in terms of chat therapy. When can I reply to you? What is the frame of time that I'll be replying to you? How much will I be replying to you? We're going to develop these guidelines while we interact, while we engage into chat therapy. Okay. Now, here is how I do chat therapy with Mitsu and in general how I've learned it. Okay. So I dedicate 30 minutes in the morning and I dedicate 30 minutes in the evening for all of my clients. Whatever messages that they've sent to me in those 30 minutes throughout the day, they can send me any sort of messages. Okay. But I'll only reply back to them in the first 30 minutes in the morning and the last 30 minutes in the evening. And I will make sure that they're aware about it. कि मैं आपको इसी time frame में message करने वाली हूँ, so that they also know what are they getting into. In chat therapy, our clients can get वो लोग हमें कोई भी odd hours पे message कर देते हैं. Now sometimes we have this initially when we start with chat therapy, we have this urge कि नहीं नहीं अभी reply करना है, नहीं it must be so important, I need to get back to this thing, and it becomes really exhaustive and it becomes really cumbersome. So as a done and dusted professional, I will tell you all to not engage into this at all. You need to have very strict boundaries regarding chat therapy. One of my clients, the reason why chat therapy really got to me so much was that one of my clients, once told me this very specific line that I remember very well. He told me that I have to cram up all of my thoughts and feelings in 60 minutes. And I feel like it's not doing a lot of justice to my thoughts and feelings. And the small space of being connected with you on chat really helps me. This made me think that can I generalize this? Can I use it with everyone? Is it possible? क्या मैं अपने डे टू डे लाइफ के थेरेपी सेशंस के बीच में या फिर मैं अपने आप को बर्न आउट ना हुए बिना कैन आई make sure that I use chat therapy to indulge with my clients in between sessions? And the answer was yes. Now, it was not like a smooth process. It was not butterfingers. It was a lot of trial and error. Sometimes I did mess up, but I did learn from it and I did come back. I will actually show you how chat therapy really works. Okay. So can I have the next slide, please? Okay. So I will, this is Mitsu's chat therapy. Okay. This is how we use chat therapy at Mitsu. I'm going to give you a good idea as to how chat therapy really looks like. What does it work like? How do we engage into chat therapy? A small snippet into it. Okay. Can you just zoom this out? I hope you all can see this. Can you just zoom the image out? Are you able to do? Let's just. Are you able to zoom it?
I'm trying, but I don't think so. It's very much effective.
Um. Okay. Um. Just give me 1 second. Is it okay if I present at this point in time? Because I'd like to zoom in the next three slides.
Yes,
Yes,
sure.
I'll just let you know when to. Yeah. Okay, just let me know if you all can see this.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you guys able to read it by any chance?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Okay. This is a small snippet of one of my clients, okay, wherein I'm using you all to explain how chat therapy really works. And I would like for you all to, think about whatever I'm saying, um, understand it well, and please pour a lot of questions on chat therapy so that I can break any misconceptions that you guys and I can help you out in this space, okay? But let me first help you understand. So, one of my clients in one of her mood log, she wrote this. Today, I mistakenly broke the gas knob, so was tensed. After which, my roommate asked if we could switch on the AC, which I'm uncomfortable with. And then we had a test in my class, which was nerve wracking. This was her mood log, and she sort of rated it as bad. Okay. This was the trigger through which we start off our conversation. Okay. Now, this is how chat therapy looks like. If you can see here, you will have these are voice notes. Okay. We have with chat therapy, we use a combination of voice notes and messages. So this is the kind of chat that now this is a very small snippet of what I have used it. It's a very long conversation. I'm just trying to help you understand how chat therapy really, really works. Um, Herein, she mentioned that I got the results of the test yesterday, ma'am. I was not satisfied and embarrassed as well. Since my self esteem is low, I probably have difficulty reaffirming myself consistently. I asked her, what were your test results like compared to your efforts? And also, what made you feel embarrassed about it? Recently, my test results have been consistently around a good range, but in this test, it dipped. Sir kept mentioning that my marks have reduced, and these many were wrong according to negative marking. It was the first time that I incorporated the sir incorporated. So then I asked her, is there any specific factor or reason that you could identify? Any specific area in which her marks dipped? She mentioned that it was the first time Sir incorporated negative marking and the duration was also less. And I had made silly mistakes. Then I asked her, we tried to use cognitive reframing, we tried to find evidences. So I asked her, whatever she thought, is that a fact? And she mentioned that yes, recently she's been the top 5 in the last 4 5 tests. And in around 15 20 students, she thought that she's doing pretty well. But in this one test, when she didn't do well, she just felt like it was extremely nerve wracking for her. So when we try to find evidence that, is this really the fact that, you're completely not doing well? Eventually in the chat, she realizes that no, that's not the case. So this is how we use chat in order to help our clients work through their concerns in between sessions within that half an hour that I've mentioned to you guys. I will just stop sharing so that you can share it again. Yeah, you can share the presentation. Okay. Now, this is, I hope you guys, can we go back to the slide? Yeah. I hope you guys understood that how chat therapy really works on a very broad perspective. But Mitsu is an organization, so we have the money to actually build this model. As students, as novices, sometimes we don't have that money or that energy or that time and space to indulge into such models. So what can you guys do? How can you guys incorporate chat therapy in your practice once you get into this field? Can we have the next slide, please? Okay. For beginners who would not like to burn a hole in their pocket, WhatsApp Business is a really, really good medium in order to work with chat therapy because it will not cost you anything. Plus, you can use a different SIM card for this case. If it's a dual SIM, you can use like different SIM cards, or you can use a different phone. You can install this and you can give your clients this number. You can let them know that these are, you can create your own list of, instructions and boundaries and related to chat therapy. And you can let your clients know that they can message you. You will get back to them in between these times. What this does is the purpose of interacting with our clients in between sessions is that it really carry forwards that rapport. It really carry forwards that rapport throughout the sessions, throughout the time that we are in the therapy with our clients. It's not obstructive कि 15 दिन में एक बार session लिया फिर 15 दिन गायब फिर 15 दिन में दूसरी बार session लिया. So this is what it helps you guys with. Secondly, for seasoned therapists, if you feel like you don't want to engage into WhatsApp business chat because it's not like extremely professional, you can use apps like Quenzo and Thera platform for the chat support itself. So you can like make a note of these platforms. You can use these platforms to indulge into chat support. Of course, they are charged. So yes, anyone who would like to do it in a very structured manner, all of these services are available on these two apps. So you can look for these two apps as well. Now, this was my first challenge, and this is how I learned how to work through that first challenge as a therapist. But then there are other two challenges as well. So can we have the next slide, please? Okay. Second challenge. I wished for more flexible tools to support my client outside of session time. I really wanted my clients to get an experiential learning outside of my session time as well. So this was my second challenge. One of my clients, once told me that if I really understand what you're trying to say in the session. I connect with it as well. But outside the session, I'm not really able to work. Can we have the previous slide, please? Yeah. Outside the session, I'm not really able to, incorporate it in my day-to-day routine. And this is where this challenge got like really imperative to me. Yes, just give me a second, please. And I know, like me, most of you guys, whenever you guys will go into the session, you guys will carry a paper and a pencil. You guys will scribble down notes in therapy session. You guys will draw something as well, help your clients understand the negative cycle as well on the paper and pencil. You might ask your clients to carry the book as well with them in sessions. But sometimes they do forget. Sometimes we forget to write it all down in the book for them, or they would write it. Sometimes we forget to give them the papers as well. And sometimes even when they're carrying the papers, they'll just forget it or they'll lose them. We ask them to, when we are giving homeworks to our client, we really ask them to, give out emotional logs. We ask them to notice their patterns, notice their behaviors, assess it, and come back into the session and let us know about it. And they really forget it. Like a lot of clients come in the session and they're like, ma'am, I forgot it. And there are just so many such clients that when I talk about the number, it's like really embarrassing to even talk about that number. So I really tried decoding the ways in which I can really improve this number. And over a period of time, with a lot of trial and error method, I understood that as human beings, now we have grown out of writing. We are more into tapping and typing. So I thought, let's just go with this flow. And that's where Mitsuke helped me with getting this one tool called as videos and activities. Can we have the next slide, please? Yes. Now, what are these videos and activities like? Okay. Every time that I want to explain a concept to my client, or every time I want to give a homework to my client, rather than using a paper pencil format, I've tried to digitalize it. Okay. Now, again, with Mitsu, we have the capacity to create videos, create activities in a digital format, from box breathing to emotional logs, to explaining trigger, to explaining cognitive distortions. We can do all of this in the form of video. We can have like a good production team and do all of these things. But again, as novice, as budding psychologist, as someone who's just out of masters with nothing to really invest, how can you guys incorporate this technique in your day-to-day practice? Can we have the next slide, please? Okay. I would before I help you understand how can you guys do it, I'd like to help you see what we do at Mitsu so that maybe you guys can take an inspiration from this and understand this. Okay. Again, I feel like you might not be able to expand to this, but I'll just help you understand this. So the left hand side, the foremost का first pages, basically वहाँ पे daily mood log लिखा हुआ है, tracker लिखा हुआ है, box breathing. Every time that you click into it, you can just track your mood, you can mark your mood, you can box breathe at any point in time you want it. You have these mood logs. Every time that you get up, you will have this. You will have to create a mood log for yourself कि आज आपका mood कैसा है. And then in the third slide, you can see that हमने पूरे this is one of my clients, पूरे एक महीने का हम लोग ने mood log, April का पूरा mood log मैंने निकाला है. Majorly the days have been good, but where you can see these orange dots, these are the days where it has been really bad. So at the end of every month, we ask our clients to look at their mood logs, see how their month has been. कभी कभार उनको लगता है no, I've had like a really shitty month, but when they actually look at the evidence, they understand that It was not that bad. We also have these activities. Last में अगर आप देखोगे तो there is an activity called as identifying your triggers. These are the kind of activities that you also can create with your clients. Help them identify their triggers on the go at any point in time, wherever they are in their lives, outside of therapy sessions. How can you do that? Can we have the next slide, please? Yes. Okay. Now the first one is create your videos to explain the concept. Now, what do I really mean by this? हम जब थेरेपी सेशन में होते हैं, इफ यू वांट टू एक्सप्लेन अ कॉन्सेप्ट टू आवर क्लाइंट्स आउटसाइड सेशन, व्हाट वी डू इज हम यूट्यूब का कोई लिंक भेजते हैं उनको, या फिर हम कहीं से कोई रिसोर्स उठा के उनको भेजते हैं. वो लोग पढ़ते हैं, वो लोग सुनते हैं, बट हाउ कैन वी इम्प्रूव दिस प्रोसेस? You can create your own videos as well. आप अपने चेहरे, आप अपने आप के साथ वो वीडियोस क्रिएट कर सकते हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू वांट टू, अगर आज अपने सेशन में अगर आज अपने ट्रिगर समझाया है, या फिर आज अपने सेशन में आपने अगर आपने विशियस लूप ऑफ डिप्रेशन समझाया है, आप सेम चीज को आप वीडियो फॉर्मेट में भी उसको कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो अपने वॉइस के साथ, अपने फेस के साथ, सो दैट योर क्लाइंट्स कैन कनेक्ट टू इट. They can follow these things after the sessions as well. Some people are not comfortable showing their face on videos. Okay, it's okay, that's no problem. You don't have to do it in the video format. You can also create your own audio notes as well, explaining the same concepts in the audio note. Basically what this will help to do is कि जो आपने सेशन में अपने क्लाइंट को समझाया है, या फिर whatever discovery you have had with your client in the session, it will be carried forward with your client throughout the week as well. You can use this, you can send it for novice professionals who is just out of masters, who doesn't want to burn a hole in their pocket. You can do this via WhatsApp business as well. You can just send all of these in doc format, in audio note format, and video note format as well, to your specific clients as well. The good part is there are a lot of concepts that we use similarly for a lot of our clients. So you can create like those, you can create like a bucket of those audios and videos, and you can just send it to your clients as and when you tapped on that resource in your sessions. There are certain apps as well who can help you do this as well. Again, all of these are paid apps, but in case if anyone wants to opt in that space, these are the apps. There is Quenza, there is CBT Thought Diary, wherein you can use all of these mood logs जो मैंने आपको previously दिखाया. You can use these mood logs, daily trackers. You can use all of these activities by these apps. These apps have a trial program as well. They have a free trial program. You can make use of that as well. And then once you get done with your free trial program, you'll have to pay monthly for their services. This is the second challenge that I face as a therapist, and these are the ways that Mitsu helped me, and these are the ways that I am coming up with for you guys to incorporate in your therapy practice. Now, aside these two things, there was a third thing that really came up to me while ये मुझे third जो तीसरा चीज था, took a very long time for me to recognize it in my sessions. I think it took me like 2 years or so to recognize that this is actually a challenge that I'm facing in my sessions. So this was the third challenge. Can we have the next slide, please? All right. To help my clients stay consistent with their progress. Now, what I mean by this is, it's not like my clients are not progressing. It's not like they're not working through the ladder in therapy sessions. It's just that when we look at the progress, everyone has on a scale of progress, everyone has different level of progress. वही same चीज जल्दी करता है, किसी को time लगता है. But there was कुछ तो मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है something is missing. Why did I feel that way? Every time I used to ask my client, so suppose in the last session, I discussed box breathing with my client, or I discussed body scan with my client. And I would tell my client to practice this once a day and tell me how was your experience with it, write in before after experience with it, and let me know how did it work out for you. Every time I would ask this to my client in my sessions, a lot of them would come up to me, sheepishly smile at me in the session, and they'll be like, just ma'am, I forgot to note it down, or ma'am, I didn't remember it. And externally, I would be okay. I understand how can we do this better? But internally, I might get a little annoyed. Like, it was such a small thing to remember. But then I introspected on this, and I looked at my own day. I looked at my entire week. I looked at my to-do list, and I realized I forgot a lot of things. I mean, I also forget a lot of things. So how I am no one to blame my clients. So then I was thinking, okay, what better can I do in this space? How can I help my clients stay consistent with their progress? And that's when I got an idea again through Mitsu first, and I will help you guys incorporate this in your therapy practice again. So that's when nudges came into picture for me. Can we have the next slide, please? Yes, that's when nudges came into picture for me. Now, abhi meko ye nudges ka idea kahan se aaya? Before Mitsu, I am a huge fan of Zomato and Swiggy. So whenever I used to see these notifications from Zomato and Swiggy, I would like to, really order food. What are these notifications like? Yesterday only when I was coming back home, there was this Zomato rider who was riding, and uske piche likha hua tha, less hustle, more missile. And I was so fascinated by it. I really, really liked it. I really wanted to open that app. So these notifications, these nudges really work wonders. And we have all learned this in behavioral economics as well. I'm not sure if you've gone through this. Read the concept of nudges whenever you guys have the time to it. What these nudges does is it helps us get into this. अगर हम कुछ भूल रहे हैं, वो हमें immediately याद करते हैं, oh, okay, this is something that we have to do, and we're more likely to do it in that moment itself. So with Mitsu, with our clients, what we do is we create these nudges for them on a weekly basis, or on once in a week, twice in 2 weeks, etc. Something like this. These nudges are something like that. यहाँ पे अगर आप उसको zoom out कर सकते तो आप देख सकोगे it's written 1 day at a time is all it takes. Your next activity is ready. Something like these. These are the nudges that helps these clients go onto the app, do that activity, and make sure that get this done before the next session. Now, again, this is an app, a very expensive stuff. We can't do it at this point in time in our current novice, in our current budding profession. So what can we actually do? Can we have the next slide, please? Okay. The good part is that you can create your own nudges and you can trigger them. Now, bina paise ke karna, you can trigger them to WhatsApp business as well. Or you can get like paid services from Quenzo as well. What can these nudges be like? I'll give you a few examples of what do I use as nudges. How are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 today? No pressure to reply, just a moment for you to pause and reflect. When I give them this nudge, they're more likely to reply to me that I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Again, another form of nudge can be, did you try this grounding exercise that we discussed last week? When I message it to them, every time that they come to session, वो लोग जब next time session में आते हैं, वो लोग मुझे बोलते हैं कि ma'am, this nudge really helped me. I forgot about it, but when I actually looked at it, okay, I did it in that moment. It really, really helped me. What these nudges, it's a very, very small thing. कि कितना ही time लगता है करने में, but it helps build that consistency in our client. And once the consistency is built, our work is done there. So this was my third challenge as a therapist, and this is how, with the help of Mitsu and with the help of consistently practicing it, I made sure that my clients are working better in their progress. Can we have the next slide, please? Okay. So these were my top 3 challenges, जो मैंने आपको previously बताया as a therapist. How did Mitsu help me in that space? And how can you guys take advantage of these 3 things? How can you guys improve in your therapy practices? What I discussed previously. Over a period of time, I've observed that therapy has progressed. Whether you accept it, whether you don't accept it, whether we crib about it, whether we challenge it, whether we feel very insecure about it, it is going to progress. And this is the reality of it. From 1960s couch therapy to currently, we are in the age of blended care, where we are using digital therapy as a medium to work with our therapy. And who knows, by 2030s, we might be working with AI as well. And no, in my opinion, in my really honest, crude opinion, AI will not replace us. We are here to integrate with AI. They're not going to replace us. There's this whole fear of AI replacing us. It's not going to be the case. We just need to move up with our technology. We just need to move up in the ladder. Can we have the next slide, please? Just to wrap the entire discussion up, I've just created 3 pointers for you to simply remember this. आपको बस ये 3 चीजें करनी in order to start with incorporating digital therapy in your practice. 1, you will have to choose a HIPAA compliant platform. Now, what is this word? I'm not sure if you guys have heard about it, not heard about it. We are so used to Google Meet. I mean, currently also we are on a Google Meet. So we are so used to Google Meet that we have not ever heard about it. But it is my job to help you understand this concept. So I will also need to go for, मुझे भी ये पढ़ना पड़ेगा for this entire HIPAA is Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Basically, what this act means is कि तुम्हारा data sensitively कि तुम्हारा data कितना protected है? Is it sensitive? Is it protected? है कि नहीं है? Is this app a good app to work with or not? So this is what this act is all about. उन्होंने दो apps figure out किए. One is Zoom and second is Doximi Healthcare, which is a HIPAA compliant apps that we can use in order to work within our therapy practice. Now it's up to you whether to use this, not use this, to use Google Meet. My job was to help you understand that this is how we go forward with. The second one is that as soon as we enter therapy, the first thing we do is that give them informed consent. Now, I think all of us, I think every one of us has digitalized our intake forms. So the next step that we do is digitalize your own intake forms. Try not to use the pen paper intake form because it becomes really, really easy to work with a digital intake form. एंड द थर्ड एंड द लास्ट थिंग इज जो हमने पूरे सेशन में डिस्कस किया है इंटीग्रेट गाइडेड एप्स फॉर होमवर्क एंड ट्रैकिंग प्रोग्रेस जितना सारे एप्स हमने पूरे सेशन में डिस्कस किया यू कैन यूज ऑल ऑफ दीज एप्स यू कैन यूज द वे आई हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड कि आप चैट थेरेपी आप वीडियोज एंड एक्टिविटीज एंड आप नजेस को कैसे यूज करके अपने थेरेपी को और ज्यादा better बना सकते हो अपने प्रैक्टिस को और ज्यादा बेटर बना सकते हो इन बिटवीन थेरेपी सेशंस हाउ कैन यू वर्क विद दीज मोडालिटीज is the third thing that you have to be mindful about in order to start with digital therapy. These are just starters for digital therapy. There is a humongous scope in digital therapy. But this was the limited, this was what I wanted to present you at this moment for you to get started. If you feel like you want to know more about it, if you feel like you want to engage deeper into this or you want to integrate this fully into your practice, I'm completely available. I'm available whenever you guys would want to have an individual discussion with me. I'm going to just type my email ID in the chat just in case if anyone would want to make a note of it. um, yes, I've done that just in case if anyone would like to reach out to me in terms of anything related to digital therapy, please, my inboxes are open for you and I would love for you to flood me with your messages. Can we have the next slide, please? Okay. I would like to take all of these questions, but can we have the next slide one? So I would want you to, just open your phone, scan this. This is our Mitsukare app. Or if you want to get an idea, if you want to get a feel of how digital therapy really works, just open your app, just open your phone, scan this. You'll be given a link to our app. You'll get certain free tools as well that you can try experiment with, such as box breathing. You'll get free tools such as mood tracking, mood logs. You'll get all of these free tools that you can experiment with, try with, and see how it feels in your practice. Okay, so this I'm just keeping this on the screen, and now I think I've wrapped up my presentation, so now we are open for the questions. Anyone would like to ask anything in relation to this or anything else as well? I'm pretty open to answering. Or if you just want to type it in the chat box, if you don't want to come open and ask, if you just want to type it in the chat box, that also works. Till then you can download this, and that's a wrap from my end. I hope I might have given you some things to take away from this presentation that you can use in your therapy practice. Over to you, Arna.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Honestly, listening to you today, it didn't just teach us about digital therapy, but it also reminded us that good therapy is first about making a real connection with your client, no matter what is the medium. So we're really truly grateful for your time and stories. So now I'm sure there might be a lot of questions brewing already. So if anybody has any questions, they can either raise their hands and unmute themselves, or they can drop it in the chat box. We'll be open to it. For others, in the meantime, you can download the Mitsukare app for guidance as well for your own help. I downloaded it. Yeah. Ma'am, in the meantime, I would like to start with certain questions that we got in our Google Forms. Somebody asked that how can we ensure that when we're using digital interventions, it doesn't become one size fits all, but instead it's personalized. Ma'am, you're muted.
It's actually a really, really good question. I will give you actually a live example of it. I'll just share my screen and give you a live example of how to do this. Okay. Um, can you see the Google Doc? Sorry, can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Okay. So the question was that how can we make sure that our digital interventions are not like one size that fits all and we can personalize it. Now Google Doc तो एक ही है मतलब ऐसे ही Google Doc ये तो सबके लिए same है. But how can you personalize it for each of your clients? So this is what I do. Okay. This is one of my clients' work goals. मतलब this is one of the behavioral intervention that I use. I try to give my homeworks in Word documents. Why? One, because clients forget to write it on a pen and paper. They're really sometimes really lazy to do that. And second, it gets much more easier while doing it on Word docs because you just have to open the app, type it, and that's about it. It's done. I share this with my client, and all they have to do is just type it whether they've achieved it, not achieved it. So if you can just read this through. This is for one of my clients. I've set up a goal. I've given the description. I've given the brackets. I've put out the dates. All they have to write in the goal status is achieved or not achieved. It's a live sheet, so I can look at it any point in time that I want to. I can have a look at it before the session as well so that I can prepare in the session. And I don't have to wait for the session. The client will come in, give me the homework, I'll look at it, and then I will talk about it. I can immediately prepare this before the session as well. So more time bhi bach jata hai. This is how you can customize it for each client as well. Just like I have this one Word doc, I have 10 other Word docs for 10 of my different clients. So this is how you can actually customize it. I hope it answers the question.
Yes, ma'am. It's a nice tactic that we can use. Other than that, ma'am, we talked about how we can ensure our privacy and our balance is maintained. But I wanted to ask, how can we ensure the privacy and cybersecurity of our clients? Because what happens is when we go for traditional couch therapy, what we have this feeling that whatever we say will stay between us. Nobody is hearing.
Correct.
It's not getting
Right.
recorded. But when it's on chat or it's via voice notes, you have that feeling that somebody might screenshot it and you might laugh off about it with your colleagues or your friends. So how
Right.
do we maintain that privacy?
Okay, so two things. Okay, one is that firstly, there are these apps. So when we talk about either Mitsucare or when we talk about other apps as well, we have this strict confidentiality policy that anything in the entire chat is encrypted, so nobody can read or listen or do anything about whatever is written between me and my client. That is a safe thing. It's the app is made or the chat feature is made in such a way that everything is extremely encrypted. Nobody can see anything in that space that with now this is with beat Quenzo or beat Mitsuker in all of these apps, this is encrypted so that fear can be eliminated. Of course, even after that, there are a lot of clients who come to us and tell us that, but what if our chats get leaked? But what if this goes out? In that moment, we'll have to help the client understand that this is a completely confidential space for you guys. You need to trust us, and in response, we'll give that trust back to you. In case if you ever feel like things if you ever feel like this is not working out for you, or you have this intense fear of things going out of hand, let's discuss it in the session and work it out. So some these all of these apps are really well placed in terms of security concerns. But when we talk about WhatsApp business chat, or when we talk about that free app, it's not completely encrypted as well. So we have to let our clients know that this is not a complete, I mean, of course they have these claims saying that it's completely encrypted. We don't have a look at your chats, messages, this, that, but we know that it's not completely encrypted thing. So we have to be very transparent with our clients that we plan on using this medium. If you want to come in and use this medium with us, this is the risk factor that is associated with it. If you're comfortable with it, we'll go ahead with this medium. If not, we'll just have it the way we are having it. Transparency is the key with our clients. If they feel like they want to go ahead with it, then that's their call.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. So
Welcome.
I guess there are no questions. Can
All right.
uh, does anybody want to ask anything? You can unmute yourself and ask. Mm.
I
I
don't
think
think
you
so. There
made
are
it
any.
very clear. The presentation was so good that it was clear for everyone. If anybody has any questions, they can reach out to Bijal ma'am on her email ID. So,
Yes.
as we wrap up for today's session, it's very clear that the landscape of therapy is evolving. It's not replacing the human touch, it's instead empowering it. So, technology, when used thoughtfully, we can bridge gaps, we can break the barriers, and we can bring healing to more lives than ever before. And platforms like Mitsuke remind us that innovation doesn't have to come at the cost of empathy. Instead, it can enhance care and make therapy more accessible, more personalized, more connected with our clients into the realities of today's world. So, at PsyConnect, we believe that conversations like these plant the seeds for a more compassionate future in mental health, one that honors both the heart and the mind. Thank you all for being a part of today's dialogue. Your engagement, your curiosity, it truly made the session very special. And as always, we would love to hear your suggestions for future webinars. Please feel free to write to us at psyconnect2024 at gmail.com. I'll leave the email ID. And thank you so much, ma'am. Honestly, listening to you today was very, very honoring for us. And it was a very
Thank
good
you.
PsyConnect as well. We learned a lot of things. And I hope that all of us will be able to incorporate technology better in our therapies from now, and we would make good therapists. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
All
Yes.
right. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Thank you. I really
Take
loved being
care
with
and have a wonderful day ahead, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.